You ever notice how victory gets quiet? Not the noise people make when they cheer you on, and I mean the silence that follows. When the battle ends and you're still standing. That silence feels heavy, doesn't it? Not because you're weak, but because you realize something most never do. Winning isn't the reward. It's the responsibility to keep going. Even the strong get tired of winning. Tired of carrying a world that doesn't understand their strength. Tired of pretending that it's easy to stay above it all. But here's the truth no one tells you. Strength was never meant to be comfortable. It's meant to isolate you, to strip away everything that slows you down, until all that's left is the purest version of yourself, cold, calm, and beyond doubt. The weak chase recognition. They need to be seen, to be told they matter, to be reminded they're doing well. But the strong don't chase eyes. They walk alone because they know what they are. And that's what scares the world. You see, the higher you rise and the fewer voices you hear, the air gets thin, the applause fades. And all you're left with is the echo of your own will. Most can't handle that silence. They crave noise, comfort, validation. But you were built for solitude. You were built to thrive in stillness. There's something dangerous about a person who doesn't need praise. Someone who fights without witnesses. Someone who keeps winning, even when no one's watching. Because victory without validation, that's not luck. That's power. Raw, absolute, unshaken. You think strength is about confidence? No. Confidence can be faked. Strength is about composure. The ability to stare chaos in the face and smile, and not because it's easy, but because you already calculated the cost. Even the strong get tired, but they never stop, because they know something the weak don't. The moment you stop moving, the world tries to bury you. So you keep walking, not because you want to, but because you must. Because that's what it means to be powerful. To carry the weight without complaint. To fight battles you don't get thanked for. To stand where no one else can. You'll bleed for your strength. You'll lose people for it. You'll be called heartless, cold, arrogant. But you'll understand, power was never meant to make you liked. It was meant to make you free. Freedom doesn't come from winning once. It comes from knowing you can win again, no matter how broken, how tired, or how alone you feel. Because real strength isn't measured in victories. It's measured in your willingness to keep showing up. Even when there's nothing left to prove. Even when you've already done it all. Even when you're the last one standing again. That's when it gets hard. When the only enemy left is yourself. The voice that whispers, why keep going? And that's when you remember, you don't move for applause. You move because stillness is death. The strong understand this paradox. The more powerful you become, the more invisible you get. People stop seeing you. They stop understanding you. They think your calm means you don't care. But inside, you're burning hotter than ever. You've just learned to control it, to contain it, to weaponize it. That's what strength is, not chaos. Control. Perfect stillness inside the storm. Most will never get it. They'll say, why push so hard? Why not rest? Because rest isn't peace for you. It's decay. Every moment you stop on, something inside you starts to die. You weren't built to coast. You were built to conquer, to evolve, to test your limits, then break them. Even the strong get tired of winning. But they never stop. Because stopping means becoming what they've already surpassed. Power isn't about proving anything. It's about becoming so certain of who you are that the world can't shake it. They can throw doubt, pain, loss. You'll absorb it all and walk forward like nothing touched you. Because strength isn't loud. It's not rage. It's not ego. It's silence. It's the calm in your eyes when everyone else is panicking. It's the quiet confidence that says, I've already been through worse. Let them think you don't care. Let them think you're arrogant. They don't understand what it costs to stay composed in a world addicted to collapse. They don't understand what it takes to keep smiling when you've already seen the ending 100 times before. You've seen failure. You've seen betrayal. You've seen victory lose its flavor, and yet you keep walking. That's not arrogance. That's mastery. There's a loneliness in strength. No one talks about that. Because no one wants to admit that being great means being alone. You'll lose connection with the ones who can't follow your pace. You'll lose comfort. You'll lose normal. But you'll gain clarity. And that's worth more than peace. You'll see the world exactly as it is, weak, desperate, full of noise. And you'll stand there, untouched by all of it. That's what it means to ascend, to outgrow the need for validation, to outgrow the need for rest. You don't stop because you're tired. You stop when you've decided it's enough, and not a second sooner. Even the strong get tired of winning, but they never stop. Because they know, once you stop, you start fading into the same crowd you fought your whole life to rise above. And you weren't made for that. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to stand apart, to walk through the world like a storm wrapped in silence. So when exhaustion whispers, when your body begs for ease, when the world says you've done enough, smile. Because that's when your real power begins. That's when you stop being human and start becoming limitless. You don't keep winning because it's easy. You keep winning because stopping isn't an option. Because something inside you refuses to be average. Because power without motion dies. So let them rest. Let them slow down. Let them forget what hunger feels like. You'll keep moving. You'll keep climbing. You'll keep breaking the limits they said couldn't be broken. Because even the strong get tired of winning, but they never stop. They evolve. They transcend. They become untouchable. Cold. Calm. Infinite. The strong never stop. You ever wonder what happens after you've won too much? When every challenge starts feeling like a replay. When every opponent falls faster than the last. That's the curse no one speaks of. The curse of being beyond competition. You stop fighting the world and start fighting yourself. See, power has a hidden side. It doesn't just elevate you, it isolates you. It strips away meaning from everything around you until the only thing left to conquer is the emptiness itself. And that's where most break. Because there's no glory in silence, no cheering crowd in the void. Just you and the echo of your own heartbeat, asking if this is all there is. But that's the test. Not the fight, not the pain, the silence after the victory. That's where the strong either evolve or disappear. Because strength without purpose rots, power without hunger dies. And the only way to keep the fire alive is to walk willingly into the darkness that others run from. You start to realize the world doesn't need to see you anymore. They've already decided who you are. So you stop performing. You stop explaining. You stop justifying your existence. You move in silence. Not for peace, but for precision. Because when you've seen too much, you stop chasing noise. You start chasing stillness. Stillness where power breathes. Stillness where chaos fears to tread. That's where you live now. Between motion and nothingness. Between godhood and detachment. And there's a point where victory stops feeling like triumph. It starts feeling like obligation. Like destiny you never asked for. Like gravity, pulling you forward even when you want to rest. But rest isn't real for people like you. It's just another battlefield, a slower kind of death. You weren't built for peace. You were built for pressure. For tension so sharp it keeps your edges from dulling. For chaos so loud it reminds you you're alive. That's why you never stop. Because the day you stop fighting, the silence will swallow you whole. And maybe that's what true strength is. Not the power to win, but the power to keep walking when winning no longer matters. To stand in a world that feels too small for you and still choose to move like it's the first day again. That's discipline. That's divinity. That's darkness refined into focus. You don't feel anger anymore. You don't feel fear. You don't even feel pride. All you feel is control, cold, absolute, endless. The kind of control that bends time, that breaks logic, that turns weakness into an illusion. They think you're emotionless, but that's not true. You've just evolved beyond emotion. You don't need rage to fight. You don't need validation to rise. You don't even need hope. You've become something else, something beyond human ambition. Something the world can't define because it has no word for your level of calm. People look at you and see confidence. They don't see the exhaustion behind your eyes. They don't see the night spent questioning whether power still means progress. They don't see the silence after the storm, when the dust settles and you realize you've already won everything worth winning. And still you keep going. Not because you want more, but because stopping feels wrong. Like a god forgetting how to breathe. That's the curse of those who reach too high. The inability to return. You can't go back to the noise. You can't go back to normal. You've seen too much truth. You've seen how fragile strength really is. How easily the mighty can crumble once the applause fades. You've seen what happens when the fire inside someone dies. How they start to resemble the people they swore they'd never become. That's why you keep the flame alive, even when it hurts, even when it burns everything else away. The truth is, strength isn't freedom. It's chains made of purpose. It binds you to the mission you chose, long after you stop caring about the reward. But that's what makes you unstoppable. Because you're not chasing happiness anymore. You're chasing legacy. Not the kind written in books. The kind carved into reality itself. The kind that can't be erased, even if the world forgets your name. And maybe one day, when the world falls silent again, you'll finally look around and realize you've become the silence itself. Not trapped by it, but one with it. You'll understand why the strong never stop, because the moment they do, everything collapses back into noise. Noise made by those who never understood what it takes to live above it all. So you walk, step by step, past exhaustion, past meaning, past humanity. And in that endless march, you find something purer than victory, clarity. You see yourself as you truly are, a storm disguised as a man, a god disguised as silence, a force that doesn't ask permission to exist. And if there's a voice inside you that still whispers, "Why keep going?" you smile, because now you know. It was never about the finish line. It was about proving that there isn't one. Because even after everything, even after power becomes pain and silence becomes unbearable, you keep going. Not to win, not to be remembered, but because the act of moving forward is the only thing that keeps the universe from collapsing around you. That's the secret of the strong. They don't stop because they can't. They don't rest because they're cursed. They don't quit because they've outgrown the luxury of surrender. They walk through eternity, calm, untouchable, carrying a weight no one else can feel, and a fire no one else can endure. Even the strong get tired of winning, but they never stop. Because stopping would mean pretending they were ever like the rest of the world, and that would be the only real defeat. At some point, strength stops being a weapon and becomes a mirror. You stop fighting others and start facing the truth that's been following you from the start. You were never chasing victory. You were chasing clarity. Clarity that comes when you've seen everything, felt everything, and lost the need to prove anything. That's when power changes form. It stops roaring and starts whispering. Because the strongest don't scream anymore. They don't need to. Their silence shakes the air harder than any voice ever could. You start noticing the world move slower around you. People's anger feels small. Their chaos feels predictable. Their struggles feel light. Not because you stopped caring, but because you've learned what matters. And it's not noise. It's not recognition. It's awareness. The awareness that life isn't about how loud you live it, but how much darkness you can carry without letting it change your heartbeat. There's a moment. You'll know it when it comes, where you realize nothing outside you has any power anymore. No insult can touch you. No failure can shake you. No loss can break you. Because all the wars that mattered, you already fought inside yourself, and you won. That's what makes the strong terrifying. Not their power, their peace. Because the man who's made peace with pain, with loneliness, with the void, is the one who can't be broken. You can take everything from him, and he'll still walk forward, calm, silent, unstoppable. That's the truth no one wants to hear. Strength doesn't make life easier. It makes life real. It strips away comfort, distractions, illusions, until all that's left is you and the mirror. And what you see staring back isn't human anymore. It's something pure, something that doesn't flinch, something that doesn't need the world's permission to exist. People will call it arrogance. They'll call it pride. But deep down, it's just awareness. You know who you are. You know what you can do. And you know how fragile everything else really is. You don't walk like the rest because you don't think like the rest. You've seen what lies beneath their confidence, fear. You've seen what lies beneath their kindness, weakness. And while they're still trying to be understood, You've accepted that being misunderstood is the price of clarity. You've accepted that walking alone isn't loneliness, it's elevation. When you reach this stage, you don't crave peace anymore. Because peace feels like silence. And you've lived in silence long enough to know it hides both heaven and hell. So you walk with chaos instead. You let it breathe beside you. You let it remind you that perfection was never the goal. You were never meant to be flawless, Jate. You were meant to be limitless. To exist beyond reason, beyond emotion, beyond every definition the world tries to place on you. That's the paradox of power. You lose your humanity to find your truth. You sacrifice the need to be understood for the ability to see everything clearly. And once you see clearly, you can never close your eyes again. Even the strong get tired of winning. But the truly strong, they get tired of existing. And still, they don't stop. Because deep down, they know the universe doesn't need more heroes. It needs anchors. It needs those who can stare into infinity and not blink. The kind of souls that don't crumble under truth, that don't flee from pain, that don't drown in silence. The kind of souls that walk between creation and destruction, like they were born to rule both. That's you. That's what you've been becoming this whole time. You weren't meant to blend in. You weren't meant to find rest. You were meant to endure, to carry the unbearable, to move through the impossible, to hold the world's weight and still keep your eyes calm. That's not just strength. That's divinity hidden in human form. And once you reach that point, you understand the truth of all truths. You don't need to prove you're strong. You don't even need to be strong. You simply are. So when the world burns again, when chaos rises, when people look for leaders, saviors, gods, you'll just stand there, unmoved, unshaken, silent. Because the real ones don't lead, they just exist, and the world rearranges itself around them. Even the strong get tired of winning, but they never stop. Because stopping would mean denying what they are. And you were never meant to stop. You were meant to become the calm in the storm, the void between light and dark, the proof that power can exist without corruption, cold, still, infinite. The strong never stop. The strong become